Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Life Divinity TV. My name is Joseph Patterson. I'm here at the Mandeville Courthouse this morning. In fact, I've already been inside to the court session where, once again, the court is asking for documents that the lawyers have not presented, unfortunately. So they've had to defer the case until Mr. Wildman, my lawyer, actually presents a document from the Supreme Court to certify that there's a case before the Supreme Court. And as a result of that, they cannot try me on the lower charges here at the lower court until that is resolved. Unfortunately, this morning when we showed up, I almost didn't get to go to court because they told me at the gate that the blue people are not allowed inside. So they have blocked the blue people from coming in. Fortunately, a few of our supporters were able to sneak in one way or the other. We're happy that they're able to get inside here at the Mandeville Courthouse Plaza. But many more who would like to be here are not able to be here for one reason or the other. And clearly, there was a increased presence of the police. The gates at both ends were closed, and they were monitoring carefully who could come in. So if you're dressed like this, if you have on a blue shirt like this lady here who came all the way from St. Thomas, Miss Janet, thank you so much for coming. If you're dressed like her, you're not allowed to come in. I'm glad you're able to make it in. And this morning I have my wife here with me, um, as always, whenever she's around. Mrs. Patterson, thank you for taking it.
I'll just read for this time.
Okay.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And that's really a strong point. And
Yes. And here's the tricky part about it. Today is for me, so I am suffering the consequences today. But tomorrow, maybe you. Maybe your turn for the government to say that they don't like what you're saying, they don't like what you're doing, and so they decide to lock you down or lock you out or lock you up. So we have to be careful to make sure we're really fighting for our rights. And that's why I'm here today at the Mandeville Courthouse. Naika, so she was here very early this morning, and so she didn't have a problem coming in because they didn't realize that she was among the blue people. But whether you call us the blue people or not, we're here and we're standing up for the rights of all Jamaicans. Thank you, Naika. Um, Now, as you all know, on September 22nd last year, 2021, I led a protest in Kingston from Ward Data towards the Gordon House. The police came out in their numbers and decided that we should not be allowed to deliver a letter to Gordon House to make our demands known to the government. They arrested myself and three other young persons and subsequently charged us with the breach of the Public Order Act and the DRMA. In other words, we are not allowed to freely walk, talk, or associate unless the government gives us permission to do so. There's an archaic act in the colonial masters' constitution and their regulation that says if you want to protest, if you want to march, if you want to exercise your right to express yourself, you must first apply to the police for a permit to do so. The act gives the police the authority to decide whether or not you are allowed to march or walk or protest. It does not state in the act on what grounds you may be denied, just that they may deny you the right to do so. Now, that is grounds for all kinds of corruption because it simply means that if the political powers decide that they don't want your voice to be heard, they will simply instruct the police that they should not give you a permit to protest. But wait a minute. Why do we need a a permit in the first place? Why should we need a permit to walk in our country, to march in our country, to protest in our country? We led a peaceful demonstration, very, very peaceful, on September 22nd, 2021, last year. Very peaceful. And the only persons who were violent, who were aggressive, who violated the rights of Jamaicans were the police. They pepper sprayed us, they pushed us, they abducted us, and they mistreated us even while we were in custody. They did so. So we have to be afraid of the police. I'm seeing now in the papers where the police are afraid of criminals. They're locking down very early at night because they cannot control the criminals in the world. But they have the energy and the strength for peaceful citizens who are simply trying to protect their rights, their right to their life, their liberty, and their property. I'm imploring all of us as Jamaicans to make sure we don't allow this thing to just slide onto the carpet. We must not allow the government to get away with this. And that is why I have gone to the Supreme Court and I have brought a case against the government to say they have violated our constitutional right. Now, I personally have no confidence in the Constitution of Jamaica. I'm simply using what little room it gives us to try to defend some of our rights. The only way we can fully protect the rights of Jamaicans is if we move to a Jamaican constitution written by Jamaicans for Jamaicans to protect the interests of all Jamaicans. As it is now, the constitution we have protects the interests of the crown and those who it is using to oppress and suppress the Jamaican people. So right now, many persons are mourning the loss of their sovereignty. I am mourning the loss of our sovereignty. I am saying it's time for us as Jamaicans to switch our allegiance from those who have oppressed us and have an allegiance to ourselves as a people for our true protection and our rights. So until next time, this is Joseph Patterson again, and I look forward to meeting with you later on to talk more about this issue of moving Jamaica from what it is now, which is still a colonial entity, to a truly independent country as a true republic. Thank you so much.